Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we have the simulation news yet again. There are a ton of new games, a ton of new topics, and a ton of announcements to get through. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into story number 1. The first game we have today is the wildly popular Dwarf Fortress. It is yet again back in the headlines with the publisher Kitfox Games manning the wheel for a highly anticipated Steam release of the game. For those unaware, Dwarf Fortress is a complex management experience with the ability to adventure the lands with people, earn reputation as a series of characters, use stealth to hide from enemies, and steal treasure from ancient tombs. You can also command dwarves to craft treasures, craft furniture, establish a colony for you, and build floodgates, which would allow you to create more interesting structures. You can divert water to different areas, etc, etc. Alongside this, you can tell them essentially to build a series of structures and defenses and buildings for you and your colony. From here, of course, you'll have to ensure that these dwarves have what they want, have what they need, and are happy, or else they may not do what you want them to be doing. The Steam release will include new graphics for the game, alongside the option to switch to the older version of the graphics. I think the ASCII kind of graphics is the way they used to be. It will include Steam Workshop support and a series of new modes and features to make the gameplay more up-to-date and give it a more modern experience. Next up, we have Electrician Simulator. Now, have you ever wanted to simulate the working day-to-day life of an electrician without all of the pesky educational courses and tests you would probably have to take? Well, today may be your lucky day with the upcoming release of Electrician Simulator. Yes, I said that all myself. The Steam page isn't quite as comedic as that. Electrician Simulator sees you take jobs and orders from clients of many types. From here, you'll have to evaluate these jobs and see whether they are profitable for you to carry out and whether or not you are even capable of doing them. As you do more and more of these electrical jobs, you'll learn more and more of your trade, growing and expanding the types of services you essentially will offer for people to ask you to do. If you think you have what it takes to make your way in the electrician world, then make sure you wishlist the game on Steam. Next up, we have the game Nebuchandenzzar. Someone called Leslie Page in the comments told me that was how you pronounce it. I'm going to say I murdered it still. Anyway, there is no way I'm going to be able to say it correctly, but Nebuchandenzzar, or however you want to pronounce it, is a classical isometric city builder which sees you explore the mysterious history and culture of Mesopotamia. What seems to be a second Mesopotamian game releasing this year as well. As you build up your empire to rule and gain influence over an ever-growing number of citizens, you'll have to manage everything from the fields to be plowed to the gathering of essential items such as water and food, ensuring the correct and functional infrastructure and funding is in place to allow your citizens to work away as they wish. The game features a 16-mission campaign which sees you colonize ancient lands and design these large and wondrous monuments featured in the game. The game is slated for release at some point in 2020, and I personally cannot wait to get into this game. The incredibly popular Satisfactory released last week on Steam to very positive reviews. Satisfactory had, of course, released exclusively on the Epic Games Store this time last year. However, after this deal's natural end, those wanting to buy the game on Steam instead can finally get their hands on it now. For those unaware, Satisfactory is a first-person open-world factory-building game which sees you construct and automate a massive and elaborate factory, producing many items and materials to further your abilities on this brand new planet. While there, you can also explore the large open world, encountering many dangers as you go. Satisfactory can be purchased on Steam in the UK at the moment for £25 and 19p, which will be different in your respective currencies. Next, we have a game brought to my attention by a commenter with Underdomain the Alien Invasion Simulator. Underdomain sees you create a methodical and carefully thought out plan for an alien invasion against our lovely planet of Earth. The game sees you influence human evolution through their technologies, inserting agents, murdering humans, essentially mind-controlling humans, abducting humans, and spreading viruses through humans, which is kind of a touchy topic given the current world events, am I right? And their domain follows human history from the 1900s to the year of 2020, this year. The gameplay is staged in such a way that each turn gives you 10 movements. Each of these movements is a whole Earth year, allowing you to pass an entire decade in one in-game move. To find the concept, find the concept of strategically planning and thinking out an alien invasion on Earth incredibly intriguing myself, so hopefully you will as well. Next up, we have a big announcement of a new game with Train Sim World 2. Train Sim World is a hugely popular game all around the world, with a series of dedicated players and followers of the previous game. With this popularity, of course, they hope to propel the launch of a second iteration. Some of the noted new features and advancements of Train Sim World 2 were a new level of in-game realism and simulation with a evolved vehicle dynamic system and some brand new visual fidelity improvements. The game will include some new HUD elements, new information displays, and a series of safety systems which were previously not in the game. It also includes a series of train stuff, which I have no grasp of or understanding of, so if Train Sim World is a game that you understand, I'm sure it will make more sense to you. Make Your Kingdom is a city builder game where you have to build, expand, and improve a small settlement as you become the leader of this new kingdom. In this growing kingdom, you'll have to make sure that your citizens are given what they want when they want it. Anything from a roof over their heads to a pathway outside their home. If you fail to do so, unhappy citizens will join the other side. This other side is called the Arcs, to be clear. From here, they will proceed to destroy your city block by block, which is a very nice thing to do. As the city grows, effective resource and production management will be essential. Researching new ideas and upgrading infrastructure and other citizen pleasuring structures as you go make your city a more attractive place to settle down for the long term. The game currently has a prospective release date of Q4 2020, however there is a prologue demo available for you to download at this time. Next up, we have a real-time strategy simulation with Planet Colonisation. Planet Colonisation sees you establishing a colony on a brand new planet, tasking you with the management of a new society. Exploring your new planet and the riches it holds will be very important, alongside building up your facilities and living areas for yourself and your new colonists, creating defenses against the harsh nature of this new planet, all while trying to create a profitable trading venture for you and your colonies to survive on. Planet Colonisation includes a series of in-depth features to drive gameplay, with in-depth society models for each colonist and their life, a series of skill trees and researches to build up efficiencies in your operations, and much, much more. For the full list of features and to wishlist the game on Steam, you can find the Steam page at the end of this video. House Flipper was an incredibly popular first-person house repair tycoon game, and it seems to have laid the groundwork for other games to follow with the tenants in development and now House Flipper City. House Flipper City is a unique real estate business management game allowing you to buy flats and houses alongside commercial properties from around the city where they'll be in a sorry state. You'll have to repair and rejuvenate these buildings in order to breathe some new life into them as well. You can draw from a long list of objects, paints, colorings, paperings, and finishes to personalize the look of these brand new flipped properties. You can sell these properties and clean up and redecorate, or you can decide to profit via alternative methods, such as renting them out to prospective tenants instead. House Flipper City looks damn good in my mind, like a top-down, more management-focused version of House Flipper. It hopes to launch in Q4 of this year. Next up, we have a Zookeeper simulation game with a Zookeeper. Funnily enough, a Zookeeper replaces you with the responsibility of managing your very own zoo. You'll have a number of jobs and tasks to get down to right away, from the building and managing of a team of adequately skilled employees to buying new land and tailoring it to your animal's every wish and desire. As you grow your zoo and expand your animal selection, you'll need a growing assortment of maintenance and caregiving employees, a long list of foods and food preparation items for animals, and interactive and decorative items for your animals and their new pens. The game includes a long list of items and animals and other micromanagement features for you to delve into, and features a very, very damn cute graphics art style, in my opinion. Astro Miner is a game about building and managing a small mining colony housed alongside the asteroid belts. As you explore and mine away at this asteroid belt, you will uncover ancient artifacts, fend off scary alien creatures, and space pirates trying to destroy your operations. Astro Miner will allow you to design and build your own spaceships to suit certain jobs in the mining operations, from the mining itself to the defending of operations and the weapons and shielding systems. Alongside this, you can create a space station with a series of modular components to build a space station capable of providing clean air, water, and producing fresh and edible food for you and your workers. Astro Miner's development has been paused for a lengthy period by the developer, but according to a recent tweet, an alpha release will hopefully be available in the coming months. Meadevil DYnasty is an open-world look at the Middle Ages. Meadevil DYnasty is set during the Middle Ages in Europe, where you play the role of a poor but skilled hunter and a farmer attempting to take his fate into his own hands. Starting a small outpost and developing it into a bustling little village. You'll have to defend and hunt for food, gather resources, craft equipment, and improve and build out your little wee village. The game features a 3D open world landscape, 4 full seasons with a day and night cycle, interactive environments, 18 different buildings, over 6 pieces of equipment, and realistic wildlife interactions, with a series of other features listed on the Steam page. This month, we had the release of Pro Cycling Manager 2020 to very positive reviews on Steam. Many reviews highlighted the game's new UI, but criticized the series of bugs still found in the gameplay. Pro Cycling Manager 2020 features almost 21 stages of a Tour de France 2020, alongside a career mode which has incredible detail into cyclist management, with your decisions, morals, performance, training, and teamwork all being under your control of micromanagement. For anyone interested in cycling, this will definitely be the game to pick up for you. And that is it. That is the simulation news for this month. I very much hope that you enjoyed, and I shall see you with the Tycoon news next week.